Hello everyone, I'm Mr. McBrien, and welcome to For Loops. What we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at the structure of a for loop in brief, and we're going to look at how we can leverage the counter number for use inside our for loop. And to do that, to illustrate it, we're going to calculate factorial numbers. Factorial numbers are numbers that are multiplied by every integer lower than them, except, of course, 0. So let's give it a try. First, we're going to initialize a variable, and this variable is going to be our number that becomes our factorial as we work. Okay, so we're going to start with total initialized as 1, then we're going to start to set up our for loop. Now we're going to use I as our counter. We don't have to use I, we can use something more descriptive. I is kind of traditional. And then we have to set up a range. And our range is the numbers in the upper and lower bound for our numbers. Now since we're multiplying, 0 isn't going to be useful in this case. We're going to start at 1 instead of 0. And then we're going to run up to the number 5. So I said we're going to run up to the number 5. Why did I choose 6? Well, I chose 6 because the upper number is never applied inside our for loop. And we'll see this in a second. When we hit enter, if we remember to put in a colon, remember a colon, not a semicolon, remember to put our colon in, it automatically indents all the code that's going to be run repeatedly inside our loop. Okay, so then we're going to run a very simple loop inside. So we're going to simply make our total, the total we had from the previous loop, times the value that I now has in this loop. Okay, and then to make it clear what we're doing in here, we're going to put in a print statement. And this print statement is simply going to output our value for total. Now notice that this print statement is inside the loop. This means it's going to print every single time the loop executes. And then what we can do is as soon as the indenting is done, then anything after that will no longer be executed every loop. Okay, so let's give our code a try and see if it works. All right, 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial, 3 times 2 equals 6, 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 is 24, and 5 factorial is 120. That all looks correct to me, and it printed our final statement. Okay, so if we look at our output, it seems consistent with what we had here. And notice again, the 6 is not executed. The 6 is its trigger to stop the loop. Okay, I hope that was helpful.